When I started streaming, I made mistakes that cost me months of growth. Mistakes I could have avoided if anyone had just told me what I'm about to tell you. If you're just starting out, these 13 tips could save you time, money, and a whole lot of frustration as you try and grow your channel. If you're new here, my name is Barry Epps. I'm a cryptographer turned content creator looking to help 10,000 people grow the right way. And let's get started with tip number 1. And this is the biggest thing stopping new creators from growing. I regularly get people into my Twitch chat that want to start streaming, and the first question I always ask them is, when are you starting? And their answer always baffles me. Next week, next month, I've even heard people say next year. Not once has anyone said, nothing. Not once. They always want the right gear, the right overlay, or the perfect setup. They always want to learn more and want to feel ready. The problem is, you are never ready. Stop trying to get the perfect setup or the perfect idea. Just start. Especially if you're completely new to the creation game and don't have any other channels, just start and see what happens. When you wait for perfect, you are never going to get started. There will always be that new thing that would make your setup perfect, or that perfect idea that someone else is going to beat you to. Choose a date right now and just start. Write it down if it's not today or tomorrow, and when the day comes, go live, no matter how scuffed it is going to be. And let it be scuffed. Which leads me to tip number 2. No one cares. Well, no one cares, open parenthesis, as much as you do, close parenthesis. Especially early on, nobody cares about you or your content. You might ask your friends and family to hang out with you while you are live, and they want to support you. But they are not your target audience, and probably wouldn't watch if it wasn't for you. And random viewers on Twitch don't care unless you give them real value. And there are 3 kinds of value that you can give: entertainment, education, and energy. The first 2 are pretty obvious. If you're super funny, or top 0.1% of gamers, or you just have a gift that allows you to talk for ages without ever running out of material, then you are clearly creating entertainment content. If you know something really well, something that either has a barrier to entry such as mathematics or physics, or that is hard to learn unless you have years of experience like, say, streaming, and are able to teach others, then you are making educational content. The last one, though, is a little harder to explain. If your content is focused on giving an insight into your life, inspiring people, or creating stuff that makes people happy or go wow, then you are creating energy content. It might sound discouraging that nobody cares, but it's actually great news. It means that you have the freedom to mess up, experiment, and suck at first. Because honestly, no one's watching those early streams, and if they are, they won't stick around unless you give them a reason to. And that means you, as a streamer, need to get better at delivering this value. Which brings us to tip number 3. You need to reflect on your streams and learn from them to improve the quality of your streams and yourself as a streamer. There are 2 ways to do this: the normal way and the efficient way. In the normal way, you would stream for a week, and then at the end of the week, you would pick a random segment of your stream and watch it for 15 to 30 minutes. When you're watching your stream, make sure to have a notebook and pen next to you and write down all the things you want to improve for your stream. After you are done making that list, pick 2 things from the list. Something technical like your audio, transitions, or commands, and 1 skill-based, like losing your looking less bored, or talking to your chat. Focus on improving those for a week, then do the whole thing over again. The efficient way is different. Now, after every stream, or every week if you struggle for time, do nothing else but watching it. No food, no games, and definitely no TikTok. The moment you get distracted, bored, or annoyed, stop the VOD and ask yourself, why did I get bored? And spend time figuring out the reason. Did you not talk enough? Did you get distracted by your phone? Or was there something completely different? For your next stream, try and change the thing you found that makes you boring. Talk more. Put your phone in a different room, or whatever it is, just do it. I did this and found I was boring AF. Reviewing my own VOD made me open YouTube to watch some shorts. That was definitely a wake-up call. After the new stream, do the same thing again and repeat this until you can watch an hour of your stream constantly entertained. Do this for 3 months and you will never be boring on stream again. Let's move on to tip number 4, which I have talked about before, but I need to include it here because it is one of the biggest mistakes that streamers make. Don't obsess over analytics. I know the draw of,
but number go up.
Trust me, I do. I'm a mathematician, I get it. But obsessing over your average viewers every day, your new followers, or even subs or bits is a waste of time. Plus, it can destroy your mental health and your career before it even really begins. Every stream is different. There will be some streams where you have 3 viewers, and then some where you have 10, and some where you only have 1. It can change from day to day without any reason for the change. When you start letting your numbers decide if your stream was good or not, you forget things that actually matter, like, did you enjoy it? Was chat engaged? And how was the vibe with your viewers? Now, don't get me wrong. Analytics can be good, but only when you look at them over 30 or even 90 days. They can tell you if you are growing, if your growth is accelerating, even if it's time for you to switch games or niches. Streaming is a marathon, not a sprint. If you're constantly refreshing your stats to feel good about yourself, you're setting up a fast track to burnout. Even worse, you might start changing your content based on numbers instead of what you actually enjoy. The best creators in the world didn't build their communities overnight. They stuck with it because they loved doing it, even when no one was watching. If these tips so far are helping you, or you are already a streamer and recognize yourself in these mistakes, then make sure to subscribe to stay up to date of all the content that we do. And leave a comment while you're down there. On to tip number 5, and this is an important one, because we are going to talk about what makes your channel yours. Your why. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking your stream has to look like someone else's. You see your favorite big streamers, the slick overlays, the crazy high production, and the energy, and you think, that's what success looks like. So I should do that. But here's the truth. You're not them, and that's a good thing. The most valuable thing your stream has is you. Your personality, your perspective, your sense of humor, your weird niche interests, even your scuffed tech. So before you get too deep into building overlays and alerts, ask yourself this. Why should someone watch you instead of the thousands of other people live right now? It's not a trick question, and it doesn't have to be some deep, dramatic reason. Maybe it's, I want to help people get better at this game. I'm building a chill space for people to vibe after work. I'm really good at telling stories while I play. Or I want to be the streamer I wish I had growing up, which for me would mean watching somebody play in a LAN party. Whatever it is, write it down, say it out loud, and tattoo it on your second monitor. Because that why is your anchor. It gives your stream direction, it helps you make decisions, and it sets you apart. Okay, so you've got your why. But here's the brutal truth. No one's going to find your stream unless you go find them first. And tip number 6 is related to that. We all know that Twitch discoverability is terrible, and while they're trying to fix it, the fix still seems very far away. So you are going to have to find a different way to let people know that you exist. You need to create content on other platforms. I know I've talked about this a few times in other videos, so I'm just going to give you a quick recap on this one. Pick 2 platforms, one for your long form content and one for your short form content. You're going to want to make about 1 long form video every single week and 3 to 7 shorts to go along with it. However, one of the biggest problems that new streamers run into is time. What if you could make all this content while you are live? And that all happens with planning. Just ask yourself, what's the hook for your stream today? What are you doing that's interesting, fun, or unique? Something that you want to achieve that would make a brilliant YouTube video and could be cut down into those shorts. Then, when you go live, work hard to make the video as good as possible. Once you are done streaming, you can then take that video and edit it down quickly. and then edit the video down further into those 3 to 7 shorts. Now you've made content for a whole week in a single stream without spending extra time offline recording your content. And you shouldn't believe that you need to be a big streamer to be able to make good content. You don't need money, editors, or a fancy camera. And that is tip number 7 for you right there. You need to make good content. And good content isn't expensive, it's engaging. It's a moment that makes someone stop scrolling, that gets clipped, and that makes your viewer go, okay, this is actually fun to watch. And you don't need to spend a dime to create that. Some of the best content you'll ever make comes from your personality, your ideas, and how you interact with the moment. Most great ideas for videos, especially as gamers, cost nothing more than what you paid for the game. You can have a $5,000 setup, spend another $5,000 on your studio. But if your idea is terrible, no one will like what you are doing. In the meantime, there is a bald guy with a $50 headset shouting at his screen, getting thousands and thousands of viewers. Good content on Twitch doesn't mean being perfect, or super high energy, or fake. It means being intentional. Are you giving people a reason to stay, or a reason to scroll past? That's content. That's what people come back for. What you need is creativity, effort, and the willingness to show up again and again, even when no one's watching. And when people try and find you, make it easy for them. Tip number 8 is then to use the same name on all your social media accounts if you can. Your name is your brand. It's how people find you. It's how people tell their friends about you. It's how you show up on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, Discord, all of it. And if your name is different on every platform, good luck being recognizable. Think about the streamers you actually remember, the ones you follow across everything. They have one name, one identity. You see it once and it sticks. Because growth isn't just about content. It's also about being findable. And if people can't find you, they can't follow you. So don't overthink it. You don't need the perfect name. You just need a name that's yours, everywhere, and memorable enough for people to type into a search bar and hit follow. I even have an actionable tip for you here. Before you commit to a name, check if it's available everywhere. Whatever platform you're trying to grow on, it needs to be available. Because if someone sees your TikTok and goes to find your Twitch and the names don't match, you just lost them. There's a tool to make this dead simple, and it's called namecheck.com. You just type in your name idea and it shows you what's available across like 30 platforms at once. Done. Easy. Now you just need to go and make those accounts before someone can take it from you. Moving on to tip number 9. When you are starting as a streamer, you don't need thousands of dollars worth of gear before you can start. I know it's tempting because you see all these big streamers with big gear loadouts, but that is stuff they have built up over years and years of creating content. You're only just starting. All you need is a microphone, a webcam, and some sort of light. For your microphone, your headset mic will do, especially if you're just starting. Just set it up correctly in OBS so that your voice is always between -15 and -10, and you should be golden. The easiest way for you to get a good quality camera is using what you already have. Your phone. And to catch it in OBS, you can use Epoch Cam for iPhone or Droid Cam for Android. As for lighting, this can be cheap or even free. If you have a big window in your room and stream during the day, let that natural light in. It will give your viewers the best colors and lighting completely for free. Otherwise, you can buy some cheap lights like a $10 ring light or a 2-pack of these for $70 on Amazon. And although they are bulky, this is exactly what I use for my first 2 years of streaming. Don't get stuck spending money. Your content doesn't come from Amazon. It comes from you. But let's talk about what streaming actually costs. Time, energy, and even your weekends. Starting with tip number 10. Streaming costs time. Okay, duh. But what is important is that you know the consequences of this. If you live with roommates or have a family, then make sure that they are okay with you spending 12 to 16 hours every week in your room playing games for random people on the internet. Talk to them. And if they can't support that or you do not have the time, then maybe now is not the time to start. And when you do get the green light to stream, know that you will be spending those 12 to 16 hours playing games for random people. So make sure you are up to that commitment. You may have to skip out on a night with the boys, a movie in the cinema, or a visit to your parents from time to time so you can keep up with your streaming schedule. Those are the costs of growing a channel and a business. This is less a tip and more a beware sign because a lot of people misjudge how much time and effort you will be putting in. And when you finally start streaming and a brand approaches you, think about it carefully. I know your first thought is, whoa, someone wants to work with me, I've made it. But here's the thing, most early sponsorships aren't actually that great. You're not getting paid the big bucks. It's usually a discount code and a, hey, mention our energy drink 3 times per stream. And I get it, it feels validating. But the truth is, you don't need a sponsorship to be a real streamer. When you focus too hard on chasing brand deals, it pulls you away from the stuff that actually matters. Like making content people want to watch, showing up consistently, and having a good time with your community. That's the foundation. That's what makes you valuable. And here's the cool part. If you build that first, the right sponsors will come to you. They'll actually want to support what you're doing, not just use you as a walking billboard. So don't stress about getting your first brand deal. You're not behind, you're not missing out. Tip 11 is then also, you don't need to look for sponsorships right now. You've got better things to focus on. Build your stream, grow your skills, and the rest will follow. Alright, this one sounds obvious, but so many new streamers forget it. Tip number 12. You're allowed to have fun. Streaming isn't supposed to feel like doing your taxes. It's not this grind where every second has to be optimized for growth and viewership and the algorithm gods. You started this because you like games, or talking, or connecting with people. So don't let that get buried under follower goals and viewer numbers. If you're stressed, bored, or clearly going through the motions, your chat can feel it. And why would they want to stick around if you don't even want to be there? But when you're actually having a good time, laughing, vibing, doing dumb stuff, that's magnetic. That's the energy that builds a real community. And here's the truth. The best streams you'll ever have aren't always the ones with the most viewers. They're the ones where you lost track of time because you were genuinely just enjoying yourself. Streaming is a marathon. Small improvements every stream build you up to be a better creator with more potential for growth than you can fathom right now. And if you are looking for that one thing that can make you huge overnight, then I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that simply doesn't exist. But there is one thing that will make you grow, develop a community, and it is probably the most important thing you need to know right now. So check out the video right here where we talk about that. And as always, stream better, stream smart.